Alright, Shalom. This is the GMS Mississippi camp. I'm Zahab, to my right is
Yum.
to my far right is
Awar.
and we're here to cover an important lesson. It's called Men Selling Out to the State. And basically we're going to go into the point where different men in Israel throughout our history have sold out to the heathen that are dwelling above them, dwelling over them. And they would sell out in the form of making covenants with the heathen. And first and foremost, I want to get the scripture on making covenants with the heathen. Alright? And that scripture is Exodus 34:12.
Exodus chapter 34, verse 12. Take heed to thyself, lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land whither thou goest.
Now, what's a covenant? The word covenant means an agreement, a contract, a league, a pact. So today, that's in the form of legislation. But to go even farther, that's in the form of a charter, because there's something called a 501c3 charter. And the Spirit hopped on me to look that word up. And I don't know if the brother has the online dictionary on thing, but if you can you go to free online dictionary and look that word charter up? Because you're going to find out that really these same wicked niggas that was in Israel talking against the apostles or threatening the apostles, trying to kill the apostles, that make league with the Romans, guess what? The Romans are back here today, and them same wicked high priests are back here today. Alright? And we're going to go get an example of that. You have it, brother?
It's still long.
It's still long. Alright. You can just hold it. I go back to it later on in the lesson.
Alright.
First Maccabees 9:58. Was it?
Did you want me to finish it?
Okay, yeah, go ahead, somebody.
Exodus 32:12. Take heed to thyself, lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land whither thou goest, lest it be for a snare in the midst of thee.
Yep, and all of our people have made a covenant with the so-called white man ruling over them. Why? What was the point of making a covenant? You envied the heathen, you envied the entities that they worship, and you wanted to make life a little bit easier because they had you in captivity.
Got a quick one.
Okay,
This
ahead.
Exodus 23:32. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor with their gods. They shall not dwell in thy land, lest they make thee sin against me. For if thou serve their gods, it will surely be a snare unto thee.
Yep, and that's what happened. This religion has been a snare unto you. That's why, pursuant to Isaiah 42:22, it said that the men are hid in prisons and they're snared in holes. What are those holes? Those religions that the so-called white man gave you. Alright? They're snares because they're stumbling blocks from finding the Most High. That's why I said, have Israel obtained that which he seeketh for. So when you're seeking for something, you're walking and you're looking for something. But what happens? You get snared into a hole. You get entangled. And that hole is their religion.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, the scriptures compare it to groping in the night.
Yep, groping in the noonday.
In the noonday.
Yep, and that's basically you're looking for the truth. You're trying to find it. That's why Jake reads so many books. They get locked up. They're trying to find the truth, man. Or they're in the churches and they all packed up in the churches trying to find the truth. Highlight scriptures that the preacher said, but it's not even relevant to what he's saying. You know? Go ahead.
Which one, Maccabees?
Yeah, Maccabees 1. Second Maccabees 4, verse 1.
Second Maccabees chapter 4, verse 1.
Yes, a lot.
This Simon, now of whom we spake afore, having been a berayer of the money and of his country, slandered Onias as if he had terrified Heliodorus and been the worker of these evils. Thus was he bold to call him a traitor that had deserved well of the city and tendered his own nation and was so zealous of the laws.
Alright, let me skip to a point. Skip down to verse 7.
Second Maccabees chapter 4, verse 7. But after the death of Seleucus, when Antiochus called Epiphanes took the kingdom, Jason, the brother of Onias, labored underhand to be high priest.
See, here you go again. You had some Uncle Tom back then. And the Romans was ruling over us, alright? The Greeks was ruling over us. The Seleucus Empire. But basically, Jake wanted to be in a high position where these crackers was ruling over them. Go ahead.
Promising unto the king by intercession 360 talents of silver, and of another revenue 80 talents.
Yep.
Beside this, he promised to assign 150 more, if he might have license to set him up a place for exercise and for the training up of youth in the fashions of the heathen, and to write them of Jerusalem by the name of Antiochians.
So basically, he made a covenant. He was like, you make me high priest, not only am I going to give you this amount of talents, but I'm going to give you this amount of talents if you give me license to build a gymnasium to basically turn these Israelites into like men that you are. That's why when you go into the history of ancient Greece, you see black Israelites, right, running butt naked around a track, all right? Then you see Jake sacrificing swine's flesh, where in the past they were sacrificing to the Most High. But ever since these covenants were made, this is a manifestation of a covenant being made. And what was he to get in return for letting the Greeks rule over him? He was going to be high priest. So basically, that was his puppet right-hand man. He was a sellout back in his day. Go ahead.
Yeah, he in the main point is he asked for a license. He needed a license, so he needed some contractual agreement. Basically, he making a covenant with them, a sellout covenant. You know.
That's right.
In this society, we have to get things like driver's license, our birth certificates. We can't control that.
No.
But he willingly give him some money and let him be high priest, and he'll just lead all the rest of the Israelites straight to hell, so to speak, which is death.
I think this would be good to get that charter if it was a free online dictionary, because the brothers made a point and to prove that the so-called white man is showing himself to be God. You have some kind of contractual agreement, but also the word license means permission.
Yep.
Why do you have to get permission for them to have a gymnasium?
Right. Why can't you, like Johanna, why can't he get permission from the Most High, you know?
Right. Because they got this thing called freedom of speech, freedom of expression, but the preamble basically states that they're God-given rights that we can't question. So basically, man on earth has God-given rights. So in order for the presiding government to have some kind of permits, that's basically saying he's the Most High. You know? This earth belongs to the Most High. You can build what you want to build if it's lawful. But yeah, man, if that thing it ain't loading right now, just forget about it.
It's right here now.
Okay.
Charter. First definition: a written instrument or contract as a deed executed in due form. 2. A grant or guarantee of rights, franchises, or privileges from the sovereign power of a state or country. B. A written instrument that creates and defines the franchises of a city, educational institution, or corporation.
Yep. And basically, that's what it was: is privileges and rights that you get under the sovereign power that's ruling over you. Also, could you get the online etymology version of charter? Because it's going to get straight into a cut. But you can continue on. There's some more to it.
2 Maccabees chapter 4 verse 10. Which when the king had granted, and he had gotten into his hand the rule, he forthwith brought his own nation to the Greekish fashion.
Yeah, so basically, the Israelites were all, they plucked off their skin, so to speak. Like Jake do now. You know, we get the goatee. We get the tailor suits, the business suits with the tie. You know, we go to college, and the first thing we learn is like the Latin. We want to be a lawyer. We have to know forms of Latin, an astronaut. So that's basically what Jake did. Or going to the sports world. You know, football world, the entertainment world. Basically, what you did, pursuing Baruch 4, it said, "My son, suffer patiently the wrath that have come upon you by the Most High." You couldn't suffer patiently, so what Jake did, we basically made ourselves like into the heathen, like this brother said, so we could live a little bit easier, man. Alright, go ahead.
And the royal privileges granted of special favor to the Jews by the means of John, the father of Eupolemus, who went ambassador to Rome for amity and aid, He took away and putting down the governments which were according to the law.
Yeah, so what they did, they forsook the old law, the old covenant. Go ahead.
He brought up new customs against the law.
Yep, and they basically made themselves subject or servants to the Greek covenant. Go ahead.
For he built gladly a place of exercise under the tower itself, and brought the chief young men under his subjection, and made them wear a hat.
Yep, basically following Greek customs. All right.
That's why people shouldn't be surprised that this stuff, there's nothing new under the sun. That's why it shouldn't be hard to believe that Johanna and Comfy and have sold out. It shouldn't be hard to believe that Nate Satan is being a mangina right now, as the elders say, and teaching false doctrine. It shouldn't be hard to believe that we have scoffers left and right. It shouldn't be hard to believe that, because it's all happening right there. Every time the white man ruled, and when other nations ruled over us, this is what our people resulted to live that easier life. Why you think they sell out these rappers and stuff? They tired of the curses. They want to get out the hood. They want to ride a car that's not held together by bubble gum, man.
Why you think your mama raised you up to go to college? You gotta make some of yourself. It's hard out here.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard. It's gonna eat you up out here.
You go to college, it's basically a form of selling out. And we're not talking to guys who done went to college before they got in the truth, or just finished college when they first got into the truth. We're not talking about them, because they didn't know. But guys, when they get up in that, you know, that's basically like saying this is a just in case for the Most High, you know.
Well, it came in the form of that degree, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the written form, because you have to prescribe all of your agreements. All right, could you get 2nd Ezra 9 and 10?
Oh yeah, I got this charter.
Okay, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go back. Okay.
2nd Ezra chapter 9 verse 10. For such as in their life have received benefits.
Wait a minute. They couldn't take them curses, man. Who was the such? Man, you 2/3 Jake. But even worse, you fucking niggas is in the truth, man. Especially the circumcision, man. Nathaniel 7, Johanna is evident, man. You receive benefits. Comfy. What was your benefit? It was a $56 million benefit, man. Go ahead.
For such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me.
You have not known the Most High. That's why when people walk past us, they look down on us. They got their little college t-shirts on. They got their little trophy woman walking with them. You know? Their little black Beyoncés or whatever. Whatever, man. They got the little pretty women walking with them. And they look down on us because we got this spirit on us like we suffering Babylon, man. We wearing sackcloth. You can sit on our accountants. We ain't doing just well in America, man. But you receive the benefits and you look down on us. That's why a lot of you scoffers on YouTube, y'all mock our finances. Y'all say y'all poor, get a job. Because although we have a job, you can see the dark aura on us, man, in the sense of not being successful in America. Go ahead.
Right. That countenance of all is vanity.
Yeah, all this vanity, man. Brothers looking rough in the face, you know. Yeah. We don't rehearse when we go out there, man. It's just rough. It's just straightforward. We just let it all out, man. That's the oppression at its core, man. Is it? All right, is it more than that?
That was it, verse 10.
All right, this is St. John 19-15. We're just gonna go straight off the script on how you guys, man, like the brother said, it's nothing new how you basically, the ruling heathen that's over you, you make them your guys, man. Jake got a short patience, man. Whoever ruling over you, like, fuck it, we'll just let them rule over us.
You said 19?
Yeah, St. John 19-15.
John chapter 19, verse 15. But they cried out, away with him, crucify him.
Yep.
Pilate said unto them, shall I crucify your king? The chief priests answered, we have no king but Caesar.
There you go. So there goes that that Stockholm syndrome, so to speak. And that was 2,000 years ago, but yet the Romans came back to rule over us under the guise of America, and you still had that same affection towards them, man. And they killed our king, man. They killed your creator. Yahweh Shai created you, man. And that's greater condemnation to those who know. Yohana. Alright?
Yeah, I'm an American. I wasn't born in them other times. All I know is I'm an American.
Yeah,
That's
right.
how they talk.
That's equivalent to saying we have no king but Caesar.
We have no king but Caesar.
I know no other king but our president, Benjamin Franklin and Thomas Jefferson. Although he wasn't, but George Washington, our forefathers. How you gonna call a cracker your forefather? Right? But Ezekiel 11 and 12, unless you had some.
Ezekiel chapter 11 verse 12. And ye shall know that I am the Lord, for ye have not walked in my statutes.
Yep, when these heathen ruled over you or around you, you start to envy them, man. And they projected on TV like BET, man. You see Jake that sold out. Esau know how to deck his little puppets out, man. Get the golds, get the chains, and he gotta have about 100 women around him, man. Out on rented cars. Then they show him on MTV Cribs how I'm living, BET how I'm living. The reason why you living like that, because you sold out. You know? You couldn't suffer patiently, man.
And most of the time they rent them houses anyway.
Yep.
They don't even be their house. Them niggas live in a shack, man, because they ain't got no money, because they record label and stole everything from them.
Yeah, an artist has very, very little significance in a record label, man. He just an image. He's a face for the record label.
Yeah, a voice.
He's a voice. Go ahead. And he's under a contract, so he's on. You know? That's why you're not going to hear any mainstream artists talking about the Hebrews, man. The Israelites. Suffering. The White Man and Devil. Number one on 106 and Park. The White Man and Devil by Kanye. It ain't happening, man. Go ahead.
And ye shall know that I am the Lord, for ye have not walked in my statutes, neither executed my judgments, but have done after the manners of the heathen that are round about you.
Done after the manner of the heathen that are round about you. What heathen are round about us now? The so-called white man, mainly. Because even the other heathen, the Arabs, the Chinese, they're basically trying to be like the so-called white man in America, too. So the main heathen is the so-called white man right now. They got this thing where black men get with white women and it's controversial. But guess what? Black women act like white women. So you done out there, heathen are around about you. You know? So basically everybody's envying their oppressor right now. Then it say in Proverbs, envy not the oppressor. Alright.
I got something real quick.
Alright, bring it out.
Leviticus chapter 18 verse 3. After the doings of the land of Egypt, though. Okay.
Right after that, we can't. There's a spirit.
Oh,
Yeah.
After the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do. And after the doings of the land of Canaan, whither I bring you, shall ye not do. Neither shall ye walk in their ordinances.
Yeah, the ordinances are their ways. Because it might be lawful in the American law, but it might be it very well might be a sin in our law. Alright? And more than likely it is. Women's rights, gay rights, domestic violence, all that. That's heathenistic, man.
Talking about women's rights?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a sin.
That's a sin.
A woman shall not act like a man nor dress like a man.
Yeah.
And a woman's place is at home, not giving too much wine. Men can drink a lot of wine. Women not supposed to. Obedient to her husband. Whatever her husband tell her to do, she's a servant. So the fact that her name means servant and she got these so-called rights, that's against the laws of the Heavenly Father.
Yeah, because
it's way off.
A right is basically a form of liberty. So women's lib is actually like we said before, women's liberation is actually an oxymoron. Because the word servant, one word woman means servant. So you can't free a servant, therefore there's no more servant. Same thing with an independent woman. Woman means servant, so it's no way possible that you could be an independent servant. Therefore you're no more servant.
Servant liberation.
Servant liberation. Well, why we still call them servants then? The word, a woman's going to be a servant regardless, not to get off topic. But she went from being a servant in the house to a servant in the corporate world. Esau just took our wife. That's basically what happened. Go ahead.
Yep, that was it.
All right. Sirach 2:12-14. And this lesson is basically going back to Johanna, man. Because, like I said, 2/3, you made a covenant with the heathen, man. You got a record deal, record contract. You got a degree. You made these oaths when you became a lawyer or a doctor, the Hippocratic oath. So you sold out. You got your contract. Contracts are basically written proof of what you've done. All right? Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes chapter 2, verse 12. Woe be to fearful hearts and faint hands.
You guys, though, used to be in the truth, but y'all couldn't take it, man. Then that suitcase was put in front of your face. Go ahead.
Woe be to fearful hearts and faint hands, and the sinner that go 2 ways.
Who's the sinner that go 2 ways? You so-called leaders in Israel, that was teaching about like this, that all of a sudden you flipped your doctrine all of a sudden. You was teaching the right way, then your doctrine flipped. Alright? And that's going 2 ways. You sold out. And why did your doctrine flip? Because you made a covenant with the heathen. And there's something called the Articles of Incorporation, which basically are guidelines based on that covenant you've made and that you have to strictly follow. So if your doctrine is offensive, cause offense to those particular articles that are in incorporation, you could get sued, man. So you got to stay in your place, so to speak. You can't go outside that. That's like when the Most High gave us a covenant, he gave us laws, statutes, and commandments within that covenant, within that contract. And we had to stay within it. Then he told us the do's and don'ts and what happened if we don't follow that covenant.
Step outside.
Yeah, what happened if we step outside? So that was a contractual agreement.
And it's like the same with that 501c3 when you got those churches. And you can look up 501c3 guidelines and find this. When they put in, donate money to the church or whatever, to whoever under the 501c3, it gets recorded. It gets recorded to the state, and the state gives them back taxes based off the based off the tithes that they put in. Now, according to the scriptures, the Most High is supposed to bless you for putting in your tithes and everything. The Most High gives you back money, and the Most High gives you back whatever is fit for you. But now this time the state giving you back what they. So basically, you done switched the Most High out the way and said the state is gonna provide for me. The state is gonna let me know what to teach.
We have no king but Caesar.
Yep, and that's all it is, man.
Yep, good point. You get 2 Maccabees 4 and 15. Your skirt's being pulled, man. All you guys are sold out. Your skirt's being pulled right now. Not just us. The Spirit ain't just working with us. The whole body of Yahushua. The Corpus Christus, I think that's how you say it. The whole body of Yahushua. Go ahead.
2 Maccabees chapter 4, verse 13. Now such was the height of Greek fashions and increase of heathenistic manners.
Yeah, such was the. Did it say height or height?
Height.
Such was the height. But get why? Because just like Greek, the American society, the American way was greatly esteemed, man. And if you was living that hard way, you marveled at that, man. Go ahead.
Now such was the height of Greek fashions and increase of heathenish manners through the exceeding profaneness of Jason, that ungodly wretch and no high priest.
Yep.
That the priest had no courage to serve any more at the altar, but despising the temple and neglecting the sacrifices, hastened to be partakers of the unlawful allowance in the place of exercise after the game of discus called them forth.
So what happened? Basically, they was catching hell, basically. And when they saw the height of the Greek Empire and its glory, they forsook the old way and started basically following the ways of the Greeks, man, them Edomites back then. But we're bringing it out because it's happening now. But we condemning not only 2/3, but you wicked niggas is in Israel that made a league with these same devils. Because the Romans and the Greeks are the same. They're here today, man. This is the same Roman Empire with Greek fashions, man. As a matter of fact, get Sirach 11 and 21.
Sirach chapter 11 verse 21. Marvel not at the works of sinners, but trust in the Lord, and abide in thy labor, For it is an easy thing in the sight of the Lord on the sudden to make a poor man rich.
Marvel not at the works of evil man, abide not labor. This is the labor of love we're abiding in. So we ain't getting weak to that selling out, man, and going out to Esau, man. Fuck Esau, man. We suffering patiently, man. Alright? We this is not Esau's done, man. Esau's not even cool no more. Nobody's wearing white no more, man. Or red. Nobody's rocking you no more, man. It ain't cool to be a devil no more. You know? Nobody, all the nations are basically competing like, okay, how we gonna take this devil down so we could be the next world power? Because they're gonna be fighting over the next world power, man.
Yep, it was this Jake in Occupy Wall Street. In the middle of it, he was talking to an Edomite. He was like, look, if you're a white person, don't you ever say shit about race. Because you don't know shit about race. All you know is how to rape and kill.
I saw that and he was right, man.
Yeah, he was telling the truth. Like, yeah, it's not hip to be white no more, man. That's not the thing to be like the white man. Because the white man don't even have a job or nothing no more. The white man want to be in your hunter shoes, man. And it's a reason why this white man is so quick to make a person who's in the so-called, in the circumcision, so to speak, sell out like your hunter. Because this truth is getting to a point to where it's really hurting this so-called white man. It's growing. So he needs somebody with a little bit of a name like your hunter. And that's who he's going to use. He got this movie called Asher coming out. What are we in that movie? We're terrorists. And they sending people in to spy on us, which they doing now, man. So basically it's all leading up to that one point, man, to our darkest hour, basically. The time of Jacob's trouble.
Yup. Overnight. We got a text, man. They're making a movie about Ash. Look that up. And that thing knows about terrorists. So, it's not a shock. Because don't be surprised that the devil is going to use, he got to persuade the world. Before the devil actually tries to persecute you, he has to use propaganda to persuade the world that you're a bad guy.
And then all of a sudden, Barack Obama coming out with this detention bill, man.
Yep, so there's no coincidence that they're happening simultaneously, man. Because it did say that the devil is going to make war with the remnant of her seed. So that's the elect. Hopefully it's us. Go ahead.
Matthew chapter 6, verse 33. But seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you.
At the end of it all, man, we're going to get everything, all those riches added unto us anyway.
The things that they seeking.
Yep.
You know, the reason for you to be teaching different doctrines and to call yourself putting off, you know what I'm saying, your flesh, you know, and changing your countenance, trying to seek love and succor here in this society, man.
Trimming your ways to find love. Take your streetness, so to speak. Some artist said that, but yeah, they're basically trying to assimilate you into this society, man. Basically, what Jake calls success is basically selling out. Get Sirach 40 and 12.
Sirach chapter 40, verse 12. All bribery and injustice shall be blotted out, but true dealing shall endure forever.
Yeah, blotting and injustice shall be bribery and injustice shall be blotted out, man. All right. With that, from there, go to. I want you to get that definition from online etymology. Then I want you to get Baruch 4 and 3.
All right. This is dealing with the 501c3 charter. This is what charter means on etymology online. Charter. Charter, letter, document, covenant.
Wait a minute. What did it say? Read that again.
Charter, a letter, document, or covenant.
A covenant. Now hold that and reread Exodus 34 and 12. There's laws on this. See, boy, we pulled your skirt, man. We pulled
Get caught naked, man.
Huh?
You getting caught naked, man.
Yeah, you get off there. Hey, you a Greek, man. That's what you Greeks do. Y'all like getting naked, man. Go ahead.
Exodus chapter 34, verse 12. Take heed to thyself, lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, whether thou goest, lest it be for a snare in the midst of thee.
Yep, and there was a snare. And now you're caught in your little snare, man. You think you was going to get away with being a false prophet? Really? Where it said nothing is hid from the Most High? And I'm, unless y'all got any closing points, I want to get Baruch 4 and 3.
Baruch chapter 4, verse 3. Give not thine honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation.
Yeah, man, that's basically in a nutshell selling out, man. We're the Most High's people, and you gave yourself over to the devil, man.
It said, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation.
We rich by the word.
Yeah, yeah.
That's our profit.
And you let them infiltrate it? You know? You sold out, man. And that's proof. These are just scriptures defining what selling out is, getting examples. And we actually broke down what selling out was, man. And we proved how you forsook our covenant from the Most High. And you took the covenant of the heathen. So, that's it, man. It's done. The only thing that's left for you is death. But, any brothers, you want to close it out?
Alright, Jeremiah 23, it tells you the Most High gonna deal with the false pastors who scatter the sheep of his pasture. Alright? So, you got your little groupies coming around talking about when did the 501c3 charter become selling out? Well, the brother got the etymology definition of it. It's a covenant, man. So, yeah, but...
And it'll be differently if you actually use that to your advantage. You know? But you're gonna call yourself literally, okay, I'm finna gain an advantage off of this.
Yeah, and,
you know?
and another thing about it, there is no advantage to a 501c3 because it has guidelines to what you teach.
Right.
There's no... Now, if it was just something to where I ain't got to pay taxes for this building, all I got to do is just say, yeah, it's under the state. That's different. But now, you got guidelines to what you teaching, man.
You sold your...
Yeah, go ahead.
You sold your soul.
Yeah. You done gave the word over
Yeah.
to this devil just for a little piece of change, man.
Mm-hmm.
Then you talking about somebody messing with prostitutes. You a damn prostitute, man.
Yeah.
You getting pimped by Esau.
Yeah, you getting pimped, man.
Yeah.
You thinking you making a little change. Esau making all the change off your ass, man.
Yeah.
He putting you on that track every Monday on your whack ass radio show where you constantly getting cut by brothers who calling. You don't even want to answer your phone no more because you know that brothers from GMS are calling you. You don't even want to answer. You say, I don't want to answer these questions, and hang up in guys' faces, man. What's the problem?
What type of shit is that, man?
Yeah, somebody gonna defend the gospel, right?
Yeah. Defend the gospel, prove all things.
He never used scriptures. He came out with another video, Tahar is a lying spirit. Never used one scripture the whole time. You know, at least he start off with a scripture. Then the other next 3-4 hours he don't use one. But nah, this time it was just no scriptures. Just talking. You know the Lord finna kill you, man. You know it's over. You know it's when the whole nation done exposed you. And the Lord gonna get ready to strike Nate Satan ass with a lightning bolt if his ass don't get out of that effeminate
that dude proud
state of mind. Mm-hmm. They don't say nothing about. They always talking about it's the man's fault how he roll up on these women and treat them dirty. That's what Nate Satan's about. But what about all these bitches who choose to have sex with these low life deadbeat niggas, man?
Yeah, because we was raised around the Southern Kingdom.
Right.
Judah don't respect you unless you're a low life.
Right. Matter of fact, I wasn't in high school not too long ago, man. What, 3 years? 3 years ago? And shit, all the women, they wanted to go with dudes who were dope boys. They wanted to go with dudes who was, who beat the shit out of the women, didn't treat them like shit. Who didn't want to have no house in order. Who was still living with his mama with 4 kids, 3 different baby mamas. That's what they wanted. Then he had no job. Or trying to get a job at McDonald's. That's the shit they like, man. So yeah, but then again, it's our fault somehow. We the lowlifes. We the deadbeats.
We can't call them bitch though, what?
Yeah. According to Nate, we can't. We can't, or if them women are trying to, or coming against us, we can't leave the bitch, because we'll make her a hoe.
We can't put her away, yeah.
We'll make the skank a hoe, you know? But yeah,
Don't call that hoe a bitch, huh? You remember that? Like a song?
Yeah.
Don't call that hoe no bitch.
Yeah. But alright, brothers, this is till next time on GMS Myth Destroyers. Honors to the elder, double honors to the elders, honors to the brothers. Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shabarak.
Shalom.